Hi everyone, this is Darlene with Darlene's Discoveries through WLS. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy in August of 2016. My high weight was in April of 2016 at 293, and my surgery weight in August was 273. Last week when I came to you, I was about 220. Today I am 224. Just a little side note to finish up with the asthma that I should have mentioned last week about the prednisone. Prednisone is what they put on you when you do have severe problems with your asthma. Before weight loss surgery, I would always gain weight with being on prednisone. And that's what got me up to my high weight of 293. Well, I was afraid of that after my surgery that I might gain weight when I took it. And so when I started having my really bad time this winter in February, and had to go on a series of doses of prednisone, I was afraid that I would start gaining weight. I actually didn't. I stayed the same, which was, I thought, a victory. When I started taking it this last couple of times, like last week when I was at 220, I'd actually come up a little bit. I had been actually down in the two teens a little bit, but I wasn't too concerned. Well, this time I am up to 224. So the prednisone is taking its effect and making me to gain some weight. Also, you see the roundness in my face. It does cause that when you're on prednisone for prolonged periods of time. So I have another day or two on my dose of prednisone right now, so I'm crossing my fingers that I will be able to stay off of it, and I might start losing weight instead of going up, and get back to looking a little bit more normal, like I have actually lost some weight. That would be great. So anyway, so that was just a little bit about finishing up with my asthma from last time, to let you know what's going on with me there. All right, actually, if you notice the title of my video today, it's called Obesity and Weight Loss Surgery, and I told you my format was to talk about things that I kind of suffered from and how weight loss surgery can help or relate to that. Well, I'm like, uh, well, obesity, that's something that is afflicting me and others, and why should I not count that? I should have started out with that. Hindsight, you know. So today I'm just going to briefly touch on obesity and weight loss surgery, because there's so much, really is a lot out there on YouTube and so much, but I just wanted to share my story, of course. Give you a few facts and be done with it for today. And also, like I mentioned last week, I am doing the colors that represent the illnesses and things, and this week with obesity is yellow. Can you tell? All right, so today I'm going to start with the big book of Darlene. And we'll find out about her journey with obesity. This chapter talks about Darlene and her life with obesity. Darlene is the oldest of 6 children growing up on a dairy farm in Montana. She was responsible for helping to take care of her younger siblings as well as work on the farm. This is a good life, but it's also hard. Darlene started out as an average child, but as she grew older, she did begin to get heavier, and she remembers her brothers calling her a fat cow. We all know how this feels to be called names, and as she went through high school, she continued to get larger. It was always hard to fit in when you're larger than everyone else. This just seemed to be Darlene's plot in life. No matter how hard she ever tried, she was never truly successful at losing weight. Like most who find themselves in this position, It was very frustrating, especially after trying every kind of diet you can imagine. All right, so that is the story of Darlene's obesity. She tried every diet. She has not been successful at keeping it off, so it came to weight loss surgery, and that's where we are today. All right, so today what I'm going to do is instead of, I know I keep changing it, instead of fun, we started with fun facts, and last week was myths and truths. Myth, tongue teaser. This time I came up with misconceptions about weight loss surgery. And as you'll see, I have yellow behind me, and we're going to create something with all the different things. All right, so here we go. And I know I got some glasses somewhere. Here we go. All right. You can't get pregnant if you have this surgery. All right, misconception. In fact, I have known a few people on their weight loss journeys that are pregnant right now. All right. Fact, just as no two people are alike, every operation. Oh, I'm on the wrong misconception. Fact. We advise that patients wait at least a year to get pregnant since it could interfere with weight loss. But the surgery won't affect your ability to conceive, carry a baby, or to give birth. In fact, losing weight is an important step toward having a baby, since obesity can contribute to infertility in both men and women. If you plan to have children, be sure to work with an OBGYN who has experience in this area and have your vitamin D levels monitored regularly. All right. So, yes, you can get pregnant, and great to hear that, because we do want people to be happy and have children. All right. Oh, I think that's in the wrong spot. All right, see if you can figure out what I'm, oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see that very well. All right, next misconception. Bariatric surgery isn't safe for older adults. Well, I happen to be actually kind of one of those, so that's a myth. Fact. As with weight, age can be a risk factor, especially if you also have other serious health issues that make any surgery riskier, but it doesn't automatically exclude you. A lot of success has been for people in their 60s and 70s, so even if you're older, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor about whether you're a good candidate. One caveat: bariatric surgery for people in their 80s is rare. There is not enough research to support using or not using it. All right, so always looking at that risk factor. All right, hopefully I get faster at this. Next misconception. You still need to take insulin and blood pressure meds. All right. Yeah. The fact is, there is a good chance you will be able to ditch those meds. Along with reducing your weight, bariatric surgery helps change your body chemistry. After bariatric surgery, 80% of patients with diabetes and 60% of patients with high blood pressure go into remission, and that means no more medication. In addition, 70% of those with sleep apnea no longer need their CPAP machines at night after weight loss surgery. So there is good news for that. And I will be talking about that, some of those things eventually here. All right. Next misconception. You can be too heavy for a bariatric surgery. Fact, it is true that for patients over 500 pounds, surgery can be challenging. High BMI patients usually have several comorbidities, 2 or more diseases that exist at the same time within the body, that make the operation much riskier. The most significant risks are cardiovascular disease and lung disease. But surgery often is possible. The key is to find a surgeon who has a lot of experience treating larger patients. Ooh. I got the window open because it's hot out today and I don't want to turn on the air conditioning. Okay. All right. Next misconception. You will need plastic surgery after bariatric surgery. Fact. Today, 99.9% of weight loss surgery is done through laparoscopy. There is no big scar that will require plastic surgery. In addition, not everyone ends up with large amounts of excess skin after losing weight following bariatric surgery. They find that less than 50% of patients have skin removal surgery. All right, so a lot of people nowadays do want to have that surgery, but it's not always necessary. Next misconception. Bariatric surgery is cosmetic, so it's not covered by insurance. Fact, although extreme weight loss will transform your appearance, the most important benefits are not cosmetic. Yes, you will look better, but your goal in performing the surgery is to help you feel better, live longer, and lead a more active, healthy life. That's why most insurance companies follow the NIH guidelines for bariatric surgery to determine coverage. Having other conditions aggravated by obesity, such as blood pressure and diabetes, can increase the likelihood that your procedure will be covered. All right. So fortunately, a lot of us do. There are people, of course, that don't, and they choose other methods like going to Mexico or somewhere. But I would say a majority of people do. I know mine was covered by insurance, thank goodness. All right. Next misconception. Surgery is a cop-out. Willpower plus diet and exercise work just as well. We've heard that, haven't we? All right. Fact. Most patients who use a bariatric surgeon have already tried diet, exercise, and medications to control their weight for years, even decades. When someone is 20 or 30 pounds overweight, diet and exercise are prescribed and can work. But once you cross the threshold of being 50 or 60 overweight, the failure rates for controlling weight and exercise and diet are close to 90%. The reason losing and keeping off 50 pounds or more requires more intense commitment to diet and exercise that very few people can maintain. The bariatric surgery helps make extreme weight loss more achievable by eliminating the food cravings that can derail your diet. And there's more about that. And I'm linking this below so you'll be able to read all about that. Okay. I guess that's the right one. All right, next misconception. Surgery is risky and has a long recovery time. All right. Fact, for most people, the risk for bariatric surgery is low, comparable to having your gallbladder removed. In fact, it may be riskier to not have the surgery. If you stay morbidly obese, you are much more likely to die from heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and even some types of cancer. So, like you said, it's even riskier to not do the surgery. Next misconception. Surgery is a waste because you just regained the weight. Well, we've heard that one as well. I think we've heard all of these before. Of course, that's a misconception. Fact, research has shown that not only do patients who have bariatric surgery lose more weight than those who only diet and exercise, they keep it off. So good to know. Ha-ha on that one. All right, and the last misconception that I have is it doesn't matter which type of surgery you have. Number one, that was the last one. Fact, just as no two people are alike, every operation we do is different, and each is tailored specifically to that person. Someone with diabetes would likely need gastric bypass, which reduces the size of the stomach. For patients with BMIs of up to 50, sleeve gastrectomy. And it goes on and it lists about the different ones and why they're specifically better for other individuals. So it does matter which surgery you have because you are a unique individual. All right. I mix these all up. Okay, I know you can't probably read that, but I'll hold it up close. Too close. Starting right here and going around here and going around. Spells confidence. All right, we do have confidence that our bariatric surgery is going to be successful for us, and it's also going to help us be healthier and live longer lives. And so we're so grateful for that. So instead of us being put down because we're having bariatric surgery because of our obesity, we need to have confidence that we can get there. All right, and then just one last thing I'm going to do is give you the titles of a few, see, I went longer than I wanted to, articles that you can just look at and read yourself. In fact, I'm not even going to mention them. I will link them below, some articles that I found that are very interesting reading. I even found one that's like a manual because personally, my weight loss surgery, I had a brand new surgeon. She was new in the field. Nothing was really set up. She was trying to set up having nutritionists and all those things. And so we had no manual, like I hear about a lot of other people, no specific instruction. So I like finding things like this because, and I do research and find those things. So I did find the help I needed. But for those who might be in my similar situation who don't have a good support system that way, then you might find, hopefully, that these can help you have a little bit of security and a little bit of knowledge to help you and be supportive. I'm going to end it there. I wanted this to be quicker. Sorry about that. But we are conquering this, and we all should be confident and happy and excited that we're on a journey to longer life and being healthier and happier. All right, we'll see you next time. And thanks again for subscribing. I love all of your support.